Hi, this is Louise from Bay Area Piano Masters, and today I'm going to be asking ChatGPT some commonly asked questions that I get about pianos. You may have noticed that we've changed our social media handles to Bay Area Piano Masters. This has always been our parent company, and it encapsulates all of the different branches of stores. We have San Mateo Piano and most recently San Ramon Piano, and also our satellite location, South Bay Piano. I'll still be making content for this channel, but just wanted to explain that change. Let's get into our first question. Should I buy a Kawai piano or a Yamaha piano?
Choosing between a Kawai and a Yamaha piano depends on what you're looking for in terms of sound, touch, and budget. Kawai pianos are known for their warm, rich tone and responsive action, making them a favorite for classical music. Yamaha pianos, on the other hand, have a brighter, clearer sound and are versatile for various genres.
I think this was a pretty good answer. The ChatGPT answer is pretty diplomatic and stays kind of just talking about the qualities of each piano, which is something that I would probably say as well. I do agree that Kawais have a warmer, darker tone, while Yamahas tend to be brighter. I don't know if that necessarily means that Yamaha has a tone that's clearer, but it just, the tonal quality is different. And what we'll notice over time is that as pianos age, they tend to get brighter as well. So all of these tonal aspects kind of depend on the age of the piano and like its starting tone. That's just something to think about. Both Kawai and Yamaha, they get compared a lot because they're both major piano brands in the US. They're both Japanese companies. Yamaha has existed as a company for a little bit longer than Kawai, but they both make really great products. At Bay Area Piano Masters, we specifically focus on selling Kawai pianos, so that's why most of my videos are about that. But I do get the question so often of like, what's the difference between a Kawai and Yamaha? And as far as tonal quality, I think this answer is really sufficient. I do think that if we're talking more broadly about digital pianos being compared between the companies, that's a whole other conversation. So maybe I'll modify one of my next questions to kind of include that to see what kind of answer I'll get. Should I purchase a Yamaha digital piano or a Kawai digital piano?
When deciding between a Yamaha and a Kawai digital piano, consider the following aspects. Sound quality. Yamaha, known for its clear, bright sound, their digital pianos often feature samples from their high-end acoustic models, offers a warm, rich tone, often sampled from their own grand pianos. Key action, Yamaha, uses the graded hammer standard, GHS, and graded hammer 3, GH3 actions, which are known for their reliability and responsiveness. Kawai features the responsive hammer and grand feel actions, which are praised for their realism and close imitation of acoustic piano actions. Features and technology. Yamaha has a wide range of models with various features, including their Clavinova series, which is renowned for advanced technology and high-quality sound. Kawai also offers advanced features with their Concert Artist CA series and CN series, providing realistic piano experiences and high-quality sound. Price and range. Yamaha offers a broad range of prices, from budget-friendly options to high-end models. Kawai, generally priced similarly to Yamaha, though some high-end models might be slightly more affordable. Build quality and design. Both brands known for high build quality and attractive designs. They both use quality materials to ensure durability. Personal preference. Play and compare. If possible, try playing both brands to see which feel and sound you prefer.
So I do think this is a great answer and was really specific to kind of the things that I was wanting to hear, which was talking about the difference in some of the technology that each brand uses. I think that if I was going into more detail, I would probably talk a little bit more about like the specific actions that are used in each model and just talking about how that translates to practicing the instrument and how that can improve your technique over time. But I do love the exact mention of the specific actions that are used in Yamaha digital pianos versus Kawai digital pianos. Obviously, there are more piano actions that are used across both brands, but those are the main ones. As you've probably seen before, I focus a lot on the CA series, which is my favorite digital piano series, kind of period, from a brand. I own a CA 49. And I think Kawai is really unique in the types of piano actions that it uses in its digital pianos, specifically in the CA series. So that's something that I would probably bring up if I was actually speaking to a customer about these differences between the Kawai and Yamaha pianos, is just like the wooden key action versus the plastic key action. I do also think that a big thing is personal preference. I think that's one of the most important things in trying a piano, because you can have like great technology and maybe you just don't enjoy playing the instrument as much. So I think that's a great thing to be thinking about, which once again, this ChatGPT answer went into, is personal preference and what you like the sound of, what you like the touch of, and just the feeling and experience you have while playing the piano, because that can be a very personalized experience. What makes Kawai a good piano brand?
Kawai is a respected piano brand for several reasons. Rich, warm tone. Kawai pianos are known for their warm, rich sound, which many classical musicians prefer. This characteristic tone is often attributed to their high-quality materials and craftsmanship. Advanced action technology. Kawai's pianos feature advanced action technology, such as the Millennium 3 action with ABS carbon, which provides a responsive and consistent touch. This technology makes their pianos more durable and stable in different environments. High build quality. Kawai uses high-quality materials and meticulous craftsmanship in their pianos. This attention to detail results in instruments that are both reliable and long-lasting. Innovation and technology. Kawai is at the forefront of integrating new technologies and materials into their pianos. For example, their digital pianos often feature advanced sound sampling and realistic key actions, providing a near acoustic experience. Wide range of models. Kawai offers a broad range of models, from upright pianos to grand pianos and digital pianos to hybrids. This variety ensures that there's a Kawai piano to suit different needs and budgets. Reputation and heritage. With over 90 years in the industry, Kawai has built a strong reputation for quality and innovation. Their heritage and experience contribute to their standing as a top piano brand. These factors combine to make Kawai a popular choice for pianists at all levels.
So once again, I think that's a really very thorough answer. I would probably keep it more concise if I was speaking to someone or like typing a response on YouTube, because that's where I get a lot of comments, or just maybe I would have more of a response like that or of that length in an email. I do agree with the statement that ChatGPT said, which was that Kawai is concerned with technological advances with the piano. So in the Kawai Millennium 3 action, it does use a ABS carbon fiber component for part of the action, and this component used to be made out of wood and is still made out of wood traditionally for a lot of piano brands. Kawai is unique in that they use this material, and some people kind of treat it as a deficit. It's like, oh, like they're using plastic parts is something that I've heard people say. But it's not really true. It's a very durable component, and the Millennium 3 action was developed and used with this component of ABS carbon fiber so the piano could perform much better over time. So I think Kawai really encapsulates their motto, or one of their mottos, that says the future of the piano. I also agree that Kawai does have like a really precise focus on the attention to detail. I had the privilege of seeing Kawai's factory in Japan last spring, and just seeing the process of these pianos being built was so incredible and amazing, and just looking at like the action regulation, it was really eye-opening. Obviously, I have a great experience with these pianos and having played a lot of them, but seeing that process of the manufacturing was really eye-opening and enlightening. What's the difference between an acoustic piano and a digital piano?
The main differences between an acoustic piano and a digital piano lie in their construction, sound production, and maintenance. Construction and sound production. Acoustic piano produces sound mechanically. When you press a key, it triggers a hammer to strike strings, producing sound. This creates a natural resonance and complexity in tone. Uses electronic components to produce sound. When you press a key, it triggers a digital sound sample of an acoustic piano. Some high-end models use advanced technology to simulate the touch and response of acoustic pianos. Touch and feel offers a natural, nuanced touch and response due to its mechanical action. The weight and resistance of the keys can vary, providing a unique playing experience. Attempts to mimic the feel of an acoustic piano with weighted keys and graded hammer action. Quality varies, with high-end models offering more realistic touch. Maintenance requires regular tuning and maintenance to keep it in good condition. It is sensitive to humidity and temperature changes. Generally, low maintenance, no tuning required, and it's less affected by environmental conditions. Features and versatility. Acoustic piano, limited to its primary function as a musical instrument. However, it offers a rich, authentic sound that many pianists prefer. Digital piano offers additional features such as different instrument sounds, recording capabilities, headphone jacks for silent practice, and connectivity to other devices. Portability and space. Heavy and large, making it difficult to move. Requires more space, lighter, and more compact. Easier to transport and can fit into smaller spaces. Price, acoustic piano, typically more expensive, especially for high quality models. Long-term investment, considering maintenance costs. Digital piano, generally more affordable, with a wide range of prices depending on features and quality. Sound and performance. Acoustic piano provides a more organic and complex sound with natural dynamics and overtones. Can offer high-quality sound samples and consistent performance, but may lack the depth and subtlety of an acoustic instrument.
There's kind of a lot of aspects with trying to decide between buying an acoustic and a digital piano. I would say overall an acoustic piano is a better long-term investment just because the lifespan of a digital piano is typically shorter. So that's something to think about. I think digital pianos are a great option for people who want the capability of practicing in headphones, reducing volume if you're in a shared wall or shared living situation. That's really convenient to have. I think a digital piano is great for that. Also, what this answer touched upon, which was that digital pianos require less maintenance than an acoustic piano. You don't have to worry about tunings or other routine maintenance if the piano is functioning properly. So another thing to kind of think about is the sound quality and how the sound is produced, which this touched on at the very beginning of the answer. In an acoustic piano, you have a hammer that is engaged when you press a key. The hammer strikes forward or upward depending on what type of acoustic piano, an upright or a grand, that you're playing on. And then when the hammer strikes the strings, the sound reverberates within the cabinet and off of the soundboard. In a digital piano, it's kind of mimicking this type of mechanism, both in a digital piano or in a hybrid piano like an NV5S or a Yamaha hybrid series Avant Grand or something like that. But you're gonna have a better action, but the sound quality is still coming from speakers. And that's one thing that's gonna just really change the approach of like how you're playing and what you're hearing and things like that. An acoustic piano is pretty much always gonna have more presence and reverberation than a digital piano. And that's just kind of how things work as far as an acoustic instrument versus a digital piano. And so that's something to consider. Like if you have space and money for an acoustic piano, maybe that's really important to you to have that full forward sound of an instrument that is acoustic. Digital pianos, you can also play multiple sounds with them. Aside from just a piano sound, you're stuck with one specific tone. That's why I think it's important to try out an acoustic piano before you buy it so you know what tone you're going to be hearing. One reason why I really like the Kawai K200 ATX4 behind me is that it has both of those capabilities, which I enjoy. Like this piano sounds great acoustically. I also love playing it in headphones and having some of the digital capabilities. So that is something that you may consider as well if you're looking for a happy medium between the worlds of a digital piano and acoustic piano. And in regards to price, Honestly, there is some crossover between like really high-end digital pianos or hybrid pianos and getting into the pricing of a more basic, like upright or grand piano that's new. You'll definitely see crossover in pricing between like the higher CA series for Kawai, like in the CA 901 or 701, especially if you're wanting an ebony polish model, and with the price point of like a Kawai K15. You may see some like crossover there. And it honestly just depends on like the functionalities you're looking for and what kind of sound you're wanting to hear and what features you're wanting to have. So some of the price points can get a little bit blurred just depending on what products you're looking at in the first place. But if you're comparing like a basic digital piano to a basic acoustic piano, the basic digital piano is always going to be more cost effective. What's the difference between a Kawai piano made in Japan versus a Kawai piano made in Indonesia?
The primary differences between a Kawai piano made in Japan and one made in Indonesia involve manufacturing location, quality control, and sometimes materials or components used. Manufacturing location: Japan. Kawai's flagship models and higher-end pianos are typically made in Japan. The Shigeru Kawai series, for example, is handcrafted in Japan. Indonesia. Many of Kawai's more affordable models, including some upright and digital pianos, are produced in Indonesia. This helps reduce costs and make the pianos more accessible. Quality control. Japan. Pianos made in Japan often undergo more rigorous quality control processes. Japanese factories are known for their high standards and meticulous attention to detail. Indonesia. While Kawai maintains strong quality control standards in their Indonesian factories, the processes may not be as stringent as in Japan. However, Kawai ensures that all their pianos, regardless of origin, meet their quality benchmarks. Materials and components. Japan, higher-end materials and components are often used in Japanese-made pianos. This can include superior woods, advanced action parts, and more refined finishes. Indonesia. Pianos made in Indonesia might use different materials to help keep costs down. While still of good quality, these materials may not be as premium as those used in Japanese models. Price. Generally, pianos made in Japan are more expensive due to the higher cost of labor, materials, and manufacturing processes. Indonesia. Pianos made in Indonesia are typically more affordable, providing a cost-effective option for buyers. Performance and longevity. Japan. Japanese-made pianos are often seen as more durable and capable of delivering superior performance over the long term. Indonesia. While Indonesian-made pianos are still reliable and well-made, some musicians and technicians believe they might not have the same longevity or performance consistency as Japanese-made ones. Both Japanese and Indonesian Kawai pianos offer excellent value and quality. The choice between them often comes down to budget, intended use, and personal preference.
So I do think that this answer fed into a little bit of like, I don't know if elitism is the correct word, but just kind of making the assumption that quality control is different depending on what country the piano is coming from. And I personally don't think that that's true. So basically, for any Kawai piano that's made in either Indonesia or Japan, it's going to be undergoing like a rigorous quality standard and check. And I think it's a little bit unfair to say that those standards are different between the country that the piano is being manufactured in. I think that Kawai in general and other companies that employ this, because Yamaha does the same thing. They produce certain models in Indonesia and certain models in Japan. I think it kind of just boils down to money at the end of the day and labor costs, and it is cheaper to have pianos assembled in Indonesia than it is in Japan due to cost of labor and things that were mentioned in this answer. This piano behind me, the Kawai K200 ATX4, it was made in Indonesia. And I don't think that there's some big difference like, oh, I can tell this wasn't made in Japan. Like, I think that's just a little bit of bias to say that there would be difference. This is still a very high quality piano. Similar or the same materials are used between some of the pianos that are produced in Indonesia versus Japan. It just depends on what models you're looking at. Starting with the uprights for Kawai, the K15 and K200 are manufactured in Indonesia, And the other uprights aside from that, so K300, K500, K800, those are produced in Japan. For the grand pianos, the GL10 and the GL20 are produced in Indonesia, and then starting at the GL30 and up, so GL30, 40, 50, and then the GX series and Shigeru Kawai pianos are produced in Japan. So it's just a matter of kind of labor, and it's really a common practice for piano companies to outsource labor for the smaller pianos that they're manufacturing. So this is like a 45-inch upright. The grands that I mentioned, it's like a 5-foot and a 5'2". So that's just kind of a standard industry practice, but these pianos go under a lot of intense regulation before they're brought to the US or to whatever country they're being shipped to. So I think that's just important to realize and to not get too caught up in where it was manufactured, because, I mean, just try out the instruments and see how the quality is for yourself. And I think that will be a good testament to how much regulation that these instruments go through. Thank you for checking out this video. I know it was a little bit of a unique one. I was interested in asking ChatGPT some more questions after I did a short format video asking it a question about Kawai pianos earlier. So I hope this maybe gave you some insight and it helped you learn something new. One thing to keep in mind is that I do think that this AI technology is helpful and can kind of give a different perspective on things, but I do think that a human perspective is also really helpful, because ChatGPT has access to a lot of information, but it doesn't necessarily have like real life experience in the piano industry or in sales or things like that. So that's just something to keep in mind. So I hope this offered maybe like a good combination of AI technology answer with some human perspective with that. If you want to check out any of our current specials or promotions, you can email me at specials@sanmataeopiano.com, or you can visit our website, bayareapianomasters.com. Thanks again for checking out this video, and I'll see you next time.